Simple Tales presents The Enchanted Wreath from Czech Folklore. Long ago, in a village surrounded by forests and rolling hills, there lived a kind young woman named Anna. She was hard-working and gentle, and she lived with her widowed mother in a small cottage. Though they were poor, they were content. One spring morning, Anna went into the meadows to gather flowers. The fields were bright with blossoms, and she spent hours weaving them into a beautiful wreath. As she worked, she remembered an old village belief. It was said that on Midsummer Eve, magical forces stirred across the land. If a maiden placed a wreath upon a river and followed it, fate might reveal her future. That evening, as the sun set and the first stars appeared, Anna carried her wreath to the river. She gently placed it upon the water. Instead of drifting away with the current, the wreath began moving against it. Anna watched in astonishment. Curious, she followed. The wreath floated through reeds and around bends in the river, always remaining just ahead of her. Farther and farther it travelled, leading her into parts of the forest she had never seen before. At last, the wreath reached a hidden lake. Moonlight shimmered across the water. In the centre of the lake stood a magnificent castle that Anna had never seen before. Its towers shone like silver. Its windows glowed with golden light. As Anna stared, a small boat appeared at the shore. With no one guiding it, the boat drifted toward her. Gathering her courage, she stepped inside. The boat carried her across the lake. When she reached the castle, servants welcomed her as though they had been expecting her arrival. They led her through grand halls filled with music and laughter. At the centre of the castle stood a handsome young lord. He greeted Anna warmly. For many days she remained there. The young lord was kind and thoughtful. The castle was filled with joy. Anna soon found herself falling in love. The young lord returned her affection, and before long they were married. Anna believed she had found a happiness beyond anything she had imagined. Yet one thing troubled her. Whenever she asked about the castle or the land surrounding it, the servants would grow silent. And each night, after the castle bells rang midnight, an eerie stillness settled over the halls. No one would explain why. One evening, Anna asked her husband directly. The young lord's expression became grave. At last, he revealed the truth. Long ago, a powerful enchantment had been placed upon the castle. By day, it appeared as a place of life and celebration. But each night, the curse returned. The castle, and all who lived within it, belonged partly to the realm of spirits. Only through courage, patience, and loyalty could the enchantment ever be broken. Anna promised she would do whatever was necessary. Her husband then revealed the condition. For one entire year, she must remain faithful and never abandon the castle, no matter what strange or frightening things she witnessed. If she succeeded, the curse would end forever. Anna agreed. At first, the task seemed simple. But as the months passed, the enchantment tested her resolve. Some nights she heard distant voices calling her name from the forest. Other nights she saw shadowy figures wandering the castle grounds. Once she awoke to find the halls empty and silent, as though every living soul had vanished. Yet each morning the castle returned to normal. Remembering her promise, Anna remained steadfast. As the final months approached, the trials became harder. Visions appeared before her. She saw images of her mother, sick and alone. She heard cries for help that seemed painfully real. Fear and doubt filled her heart. Still, she endured. At last, only a single night remained before the year would end. That evening, a violent storm swept across the lake. Thunder shook the castle walls. The wind howled through every corridor. Then Anna heard a voice calling desperately for help. It sounded exactly like her mother. Convinced that disaster had struck, Anna panicked. For the first time, she forgot her promise. She rushed from the castle and fled into the storm. The moment she crossed the boundary of the enchanted grounds, the castle vanished. The lights disappeared. The music ceased. Only darkness and rain remained. Anna realized too late that the voice had been part of the enchantment. The curse had deceived her at the very last moment. Heartbroken, she returned home. Months passed. Though she resumed her ordinary life, she could not forget her husband or the lost castle. She often wandered near the lake, hoping for another chance. One midsummer eve, exactly a year later, she returned to the river. Once again she wove a wreath of flowers. Once again she placed it upon the water. To her amazement, it began moving upstream. Anna followed. The wreath led her along the same path through the forest and back to the hidden lake. There, beneath the moonlight, the castle appeared once more. This time, Anna entered without hesitation. Inside, she found her husband waiting. The enchantment had given her a final opportunity. The trials began again. The voices returned. The shadows returned. The illusions returned. Yet now Anna understood their purpose. She recognized each deception for what it was and refused to yield. Night after night, she remained patient and loyal. When the final test arrived, she stood firm. At dawn, a great silence fell across the castle. Then the walls trembled. The shadows vanished. The strange enchantment dissolved like mist beneath the rising sun. The curse was broken. The castle became fully part of the mortal world once more. The servants rejoiced. The bells rang across the lake. and Anna and her husband were finally free to live together without fear of losing one another again. The tale of the Enchanted Wreath reminds us that loyalty is often tested not when things are easy, but when fear and uncertainty cloud our judgment. Anna's first failure did not define her life. What mattered was that she found the courage to try again. By learning from her mistake and remaining steadfast when the trials returned, she accomplished what once seemed impossible. True faithfulness is not the absence of doubt, but the determination to remain true despite it. If you enjoyed this tale, please like, subscribe, and share Simple Tales. There are many more legends waiting to